I stand before you in awe of the great achievement of the Near East Foundation. Its legacy of 100 years is a remarkable demonstration of a very profound, very strong institution. What started 100 years ago as a reaction to the plight of my people works today as a very elaborate organization to deliver relief and assistance, very tangible assistance to thousands and thousands of people around the world, most precisely in the Near East, in North Africa, and not least in Armenia. And that is a very, very good cause for a celebration today. And I congratulate the Near East Foundation. I think the day carries at least three messages. The first message is that of compassion, of moral values, of solidarity. That the harrowing messages of Henry Morgenthau have not been lost, but they received the reaction of those who brought together an organized relief operation for the people in need, is that message of compassion and moral values. That is something that goes on, something that continues to be very, very harsh on the conscience of humanity today. I come from the United Nations. That is the story that we deal, as the community of nations, we deal on the daily basis. Dr. Moranyan has reminded us about the ongoing conflict between rationalism, between realism, between interests on the one hand, and the idealism and the moral values on the other. This is an ongoing story. I do often think to myself, what would it be? What would be the plight of my people 100 years ago if we had the elaborate system of the United Nations then? I can't tell you I have a very convincing answer that it would be different. But I know that humanity will never give up. Will never give up to stand up for its idealism, for its ideal values. Because this is what makes us human. And Near East Foundation back then bears that message. And that is the message that has to be carried over and over. The second message, I think, is about the capacity to turn willpower into the ideal of delivering relief to the method of delivering relief. Because we talk about delivering relief, giving shelter, giving hope to the people, and that is a very specific operation. To organize that means a capacity. And that the Near East Foundation is a prototype for other organizations which evolved later on, including within the international global organizations such as the United Nations, is again something to be very proud of. The United Nations Development Program has been mentioned today, but there are many other such things within the global setting. It is the Office for the Organization for the Coordination of Humanitarian Assistance. It is the Office of the Human Rights High Commissioner for Refugees. It is the various other agencies, both at the global level and at national levels, which deliver very tangible relief to various parts of the world. And the Near East Foundation has been very much a prototype for that. The third message, I think, is the message of justice. The impossibility to accept impunity. 9 days from now, on the 24th of April, the human river will once again flow to the memorial, the genocide memorial in Yerevan. It is 100 years that the Armenian people have been holding their hands together in demand of justice. It is going to be in Yerevan, it is going to be in New York, in Boston, in Washington, in every part of the world. Now there is a question. It is the fourth and fifth generation of Armenians which will be gathering together and demanding justice. Why? Why 5 generations of people cannot just be done with it, settle, forget it, carry on, move on? These are the messages which we have been hearing. Move on. Yes, we do move on. Yes, we do want to move on. But the denial of justice is very hard on human conscience. And that is what makes 5 generations continuously to stand up for it. And that is again the message. And that is the message. That is not just about us. The Armenian genocide is not about the Armenians. The demand of justice is not about the Armenian genocide. We know all this. So many times this has been said because it is so true. The words of Adolf Hitler are so true. What is happening in the villages in North Iraq and in Syria by the IS is so true because when there is impunity, there is repetition of crime. I think there is one other message, a very important message, and in a way a consolidating fourth message. The message which is about the celebration of life. Because what started 100 years ago as a reaction to save people, that very same people who were not supposed to be are very proud and confident people, members of their adopted countries, of the societies, communities in their adopted countries, who over years have been contributing to the growth and wealth of their adopted countries, and who have become who have been delivering relief and assistance to others, that my compatriots, Shant and many others in the Near East Foundation in other ways are delivering that relief and assistance through the Near East Foundation to other parts of the world is a very strong message. The message of confidence of my people, which makes me very, very proud. I happen to represent an independent country of 25 years, the Third Republic of Armenia of 25 years. Of course, we have a joke amongst us. We say that we happen to be, our problem is that not just we are a very old nation, but that also we have a very long memory. But as a nation state, the Third Republic of Armenia only 25 years old, which is 1/4 of what the Near East Foundation is. But we are a proud member of the United Nations, of the global community of nations. We are proud bearers of our flag and our identity, and that is also a message of celebration of life. That the Armenians with their homeland and Armenians with their presence in various parts of the world have been giving us good reason to be proud and confident about the future. And that is the message of future. And I thank you very much.